Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. Today, we got a pretty interesting episode for you guys, so stick around. You want to check it out and hear what we got to say. But before we do that, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Anyway, let me get into this topic here, something I'm very, very excited to talk about. So I've always said that Kobe Bryant is my favorite basketball player of all time, right? I think of all the basketball players that I've ever watched play basketball, he is my favorite, right? I think he's the closest thing to Michael Jordan that I've ever seen. I think most people agree with that. And I've never seen a basketball player play better live than I have seen Kobe Bryant. Of all the players that I've gotten to watch in the 20 years I've been following the NBA, watching basketball, I've never seen a basketball player play better than Kobe Bryant. Now, obviously, some people will disagree. Some people will say it's LeBron. Some people will say it's Tim Duncan. Some people will say other people, right? But for me, this is just my opinion. But I would readily admit to you, easily, that Michael Jordan was better than Kobe Bryant. Like, as a Kobe fan, it takes nothing from me because real recognize real. Kobe was amazing. Jordan was just, listen, this guy was on a completely different level. And when you go through his numbers, which I have, you will quickly realize just how it's, just how astonishing his numbers are and his accomplishments are. It truly is staggering. And over the recent years, over the last few years, let's say the last 4 or 5 years, with the advent of the three-point shot, a lot of people have been asking, how many points could the great Michael Jordan average if he played in the NBA today, right? This has been one of those juicy debates, and many different people have weighed in on it. Some said he could average this amount. We even did a video with Ron Artest, Meta World Peace, where he talked about how he believed that Michael Jordan could easily do it. Now, a lot of people out there seem to think that the only way Jordan would be able to average at least 40 PPG, he would need to somehow incorporate the three-point shot into his game. So just yesterday, I was listening to a segment of Mark Jackson on Shannon Sharp's show, Club Shay Shay, and he was talking to him about a bunch of different things. But I stumbled upon a clip where Mark Jackson was discussing, because Shannon Sharp brought up the idea, how many points do you think Michael Jordan could average if he played today? And before I play that clip for you, I want you guys to take a listen while you're listening to it, to what Mark Jackson was saying, and also some of the things that Shannon Sharp was saying, right? Because Shannon Sharp was kind of making the old argument. So before we go too far, I want you guys to listen to that exchange, and then we're going to come back here and give you our thoughts and opinions. So take a listen to that.
How would Jordan do in today's game? Because I've heard a lot of people, man, Jordan averaged 60. Jordan would average 70. Nah, man, I promise you, Jordan going to get 45. In today's game, the rules as they are, how would Jordan do, and how many points do you believe he would average?
I don't think anybody's averaging 60 or 70.
Okay.
So that's, those days are over with.
Nobody's going to get Wilt's 50 a game, huh?
Not 50 a game. No, that's not going to happen. But I will say this, Michael Jordan would average whatever he want to average.
You believe he can get 40 a night?
Yeah, he can. Yeah. Yeah, there's no question about it.
40 a night,
Yeah,
Mark, 40.
Yeah.
How you going to get 40? Is he going to...
I'm not here to break it down and decipher it. I'm telling you as a witness, I'm testifying on behalf of Michael Jeffrey Jordan that he would average 40 a night. If we see guys averaging 30
Right.
and 35, with all due respect, that don't have the arsenal that he has offensively.
Well, you're going to have to add that three ball. You got to add the three ball to get to 40. Because you look at the guys, Harden was the last guy, I think Harden averaged, 36? And that step back three, he put that in. Obviously, the free throw, Jordan went to the free throw line a lot. He didn't go as much as Harden. But I don't know how you get to 40 without that three ball.
Well, Jordan's going to go to the free throw line more than he did back then because we were able to beat him up.
Right.
And it was ignored to
Right.
a certain extent.
Okay.
So, and he added the three ball in his career. We watched him against the Blazers knock down three. That wasn't his specialty.
Right.
But it wasn't like he was a liability shooting the basketball. Michael Jordan would average whatever he wanted to average.
Now, in that soundbite, Mark Jackson said something very, very, very interesting. He said, Jordan could do whatever he wanted. He could average whatever he wanted. And I think what Mark Jackson essentially was trying to say was that I will put nothing past this guy. Remember, Mark Jackson competed against Michael Jordan when he was in his prime playing with the Chicago Bulls. He's a competitor for him. He's seen him up close and personal, and he understands clearly the guy that he's talking about. He played on the same court with him. However, I want to take it a step further, and to be quite honest with you guys, I love getting into the advanced analytics. So this is going to be a portion of this video that I'm really going to enjoy. And obviously, we could literally dedicate an entire video, just breaking down Michael Jordan's numbers and his accomplishments is actually mind-boggling. But I want to bring up a few interesting points here to you guys. So Jordan's highest scoring, the year he scored the most points, right, throughout his entire career, that was in the 1985-1986 season. That was when he scored the most points. During that season, he averaged 37.1 points per game for an entire season. I want you guys to mull over that number for a second. James Harden, I think his highest scoring season, he averaged 36.1 or something like that, 0.2 points per game in today's NBA. Jordan did it back then. And the most astonishing part, well, there are a few things that are, quite astonishing about that accomplishment is this. Number one, he did that when there were fewer possessions in the game, as you all know, or not all of you, some of you will know. There are fewer possessions in the NBA game. There were fewer possessions in the NBA game back then, and there are more today. Why? Because there are more shots, there are more threes. The pace of the game is sped up, so you're getting more shots because teams want to get into their offense a lot quicker. So teams are on average taking more shots per game, right? Jordan did that in an era when there were fewer possessions. But the most astonishing fact about him averaging 37.1 points per game that season is this. In that season, in the 1985-1986 season, he attempted 0.8 threes per game, and he only made 0.1, which is virtually none. If I hunted down the exact stat of exactly how many threes he made, I'm sure it wasn't even close to, let's say, 50. I don't even think he made that many threes back then. So if you kind of think about that for a moment, I submit to you that Michael Jordan could easily average 40 points per game today or above without incorporating the three-point shot into his game whatsoever. If you listen to that exchange between Shannon Sharpe and he was like, you think you can do without the three? You think you can do it? I think the reason Shannon was saying that was because he hasn't really studied the advanced numbers of Michael Jordan. I don't think he did. Because if you look at his numbers closely, you'll realize this guy would have been able to do that in today's game easily. And I'll tell you how he'll do it. In that season, in the 1985-1986 season, Jordan averaged 11.9 free throws a game. That's how many free throws he was attempting per game, and he was making, I believe, 10.2. Right? He was averaging 11.9 free throws per game, and it was bringing his scoring average to 37 points per game. I submit that if Michael Jordan played today, given the fact of how wide, how spread open the offense is, given the fact all of the spacing, given the fact that you can't hand check these guys, given the fact that there aren't that many traditional bigs that can really lock up the paint and really seal off the paint. You don't have Shaq and all of these big boys, the Kenyon Martins and the Tim Duncans and the David Robinsons. You don't have these guys anymore, the Alonzo Mournings and all of these guys. You have basically small forwards playing the center position and power forward position. I submit to you that I think Jordan will be able to attempt at least 14 to 15 free throws per game. And if he shot the same percentage, he would easily get over 40 points per game. And I don't think Jordan needs to rely on threes at all. Jordan will be able to get so many more easier shots in today's NBA just in transition on a lot of those outlet passes because of those long rebounds, right? You have a lot of threes that are being, taken today. You all know the longer the shot, the longer the rebound. So if you're taking threes, you're going to get longer rebounds. You're going to get easier shots in transition. And I think if you put Michael Jordan in today's NBA with his quickness, with his speed, with his athleticism, with his strength, with his creativity to be able to finish around the basket, I think Jordan would probably average about 43 points per game today, without even incorporating the three. He wouldn't need to. I think if he did that, he would just be adding insult to injury. Or if he did it, it would just make it easier. All Jordan would need to do is attempt 3 a game, make 1.5 threes a game. That would be it. So to me, I think Jordan could easily average over 40 points per game today if he played today. And I don't even think he needs to rely on the three whatsoever. That's why Mark Jackson said Jordan would get to the free throw line more. And this is just another reason why this guy is easily the best player of all time. Jordan is on another level, and I'm not even a Jordan fan. But if you just remove your emotions out of it and you look at the information in front of you, you'll quickly realize this guy was on another level. So what I want to know from you guys is this. What do you think about Mark Jackson's comments? What do you think about my analysis? And ultimately, what are your thoughts on the situation altogether? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode.